All right, Shadowdark. So you'll start at first level. Everybody will. And we start with just 3d6 down the line. And Steve, you can just press the number 0 on your keypad if you want, or if you want to roll, if anybody wants to roll tactile dice, that's totally cool as well. It's totally up to you.
Sure.
Honestly, I might just do that.
Sure, yeah.
I'm gonna press the button. Is it okay if I press
I'm
the
gonna
button?
press the
Yeah,
button.
go ahead and, well, yeah, if you're going to press the button, Steve, go for it. Okay, so.
Here goes pressing the
this
button.
first. Big rolls.
Ooh, 17 on intelligence.
This is a great first start.
Alex,
So-
you went, so I'm going to skip over to Alex. So let's see. Yeah, we got strength of 12, dexterity of 11. Let me move this.
Oh no, that's my wisdom. Oh, wisdom's good too then. Okay. Cleric it is. I always mix up the order. I always think intelligence is the 5th stat.
I don't see the button.
Yeah, so let's see. Strength is 12, dexterity is 11, constitution 11, intelligence is 11. Let's see, that's wisdom is 17, and charisma is 10. So you get you get +1, and once you get these pluses, you never have to refer to the number again. It's just for a bell curve for a bonus. So you got +1 strength, and 0, 0, 0, and +3 to wisdom. So it looks like a cleric. Charisma is also +0. And if you don't get a 14 in something, we'll just re-roll on the spot. But all right, so that's Alex. Steve,
Where's the 0 to press?
on your keyboard, just press it just like an MMO, just like a video game.
Whoa,
Bam.
okay. There we
Yeah.
go. What do we got going on here?
All right, got a +1 to strength, +1 to dex, +2 to con. Ooh, might have a wizard here. +3 to intelligence. And
Wow, these are some of the best stats I rolled in a...
Wow,
know,
healthy individual.
yeah, and a +1 to wisdom and +0 to charisma.
Goodness, I can be anything with these.
Yeah.
Huh, that makes things more difficult than anticipated.
All right, Dave, you're up.
Okay, there we go. Do you mind if I roll physical dice?
Absolutely. Go for it.
Okay.
So you do mind.
He does mind.
No, I mean, yeah, that's great. I love tactile dice, yeah.
Alright. Here we go. So I'll do strength, dex, constitution, intelligence, wisdom, charisma here. Strength. 6, 7, 8, 9, 11.
All right, +0.
Alright, I'm taking notes over here too, so sorry if I'm a little bit slow. Dexterity 12.
+1.
Alrighty. Constitution 12 as well.
That's +1. Constitution's a pretty big deal in this game because we discovered with one of our friends that it can insta-kill you.
But all I play is old school, so these are amazing stats for 3d6 so far.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, for sure.
Right?
Even in new school, this is pretty decent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got an 8 intelligence.
Nice.
So not a wizard.
-1.
Alrighty. Hey man, I was just hoping for a thief, so +1 dex might just do the trick for me. Oh, actually, let's see. We got a 15 wisdom.
Oh, might have another cleric here, +2.
You can never have too many clerics in old school. And then,
Damn
got a 5, 6, 8, 9 charisma.
It's a -1 charisma.
Roger that. Alright. Yeah, I will likely also make a priest. but
Nice.
we'll see.
All right, Jonah.
All right, I'm gonna hit the button here. There we go.
All right, let's see.
That's
We
a
got.
lower number than the other ones.
You
Oh,
can.
gosh, that is really low.
Yeah, and it's a keeper
Let's
too
go
because
with
you got a 14.
Let's go with it.
That's another cleric. -1, a -2 for Dex, a +0, +0, +2 for Wisdom, and -1 for Charisma.
Sorry, can you do what was the con and the intelligence?
It's a +0 for Con. No, I'm sorry, -1 for Con,
Okay.
and a. No, I'm sorry, my bad. Con, you got a 11, which is +0.
Okay.
But the next one, Intelligence, is -1.
Okay. And then +2, -1.
Yep.
Cool.
Yep. All right.
I'm gonna roll a d4 for the class.
All right. All right, Tanner.
What's our class spread looking like so far?
3 clerics.
And a fighter.
Oh,
Okay.
nice.
Wizard.
So let me
Oh,
see
and a
if I can-
wizard.
We got a wizard, a fighter, and 3 clerics. Yes.
Wizard,
All right.
fighter, and 2 clerics. Yeah.
All right. In that case, let me see if I can get ourselves a thief.
All right. Let's see here. 12 to strength. Got a good fighter. A -2 to dexterity.
Oh dear.
Yeah, -1 to con. A +0 to intelligence. A -2 to wisdom, and a +2 to charisma. Maybe like a charismatic fighter type or something. I don't know.
Instead of +2, so that would actually, what would be the solid scores for these? 12 in strength, and then
So the 12 is a +1.
Yep.
The next one's a -2.
yes. But what is the dexterity score?
The dexterity score?
Hmm.
Oh, you got a 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
Con.
8. Now you don't need the scores. This is just to give you the bell curve. You'll never use those numbers again.
Right. I'd still like to know the exact.
Sure. Sure. 11 for intelligence, 7 for wisdom, and 14 for charisma.
Okay. And then which one for con?
Constitution is a -1.
So an 8.
Oh, I'm sorry, 8. Yes.
Okay. Wow. That is a wretched fighter, but I'm gonna go with it.
All right. The next thing is selecting an ancestry. So, starting with Steve, what you've got the option of a dwarf, elf, halfling, or human.
I'm gonna go with human.
All right. Human gives you a extra talent right off the bat. What about Dave?
A human as well.
Nice. Jonah?
As well.
All right. And Alex?
Reward.
A dwarf. Nice. So dwarfs get +2 hit points right off the bat. And you roll your hit points per level with advantage. That's rad.
I might have to
Yeah.
as well.
Gonna
And
be
then
a
a
tough dude.
second dwarf for Tanner?
That is correct. More HP and advantage on that is just too good to pass up with my con.
All right. I don't think we need this. No one needs this, the text up, do they? They don't need, nobody needs that right now, right?
No.
All right. I'm going to get rid of that. All right. All right. I think we have one fighter. Are there any other fighters than Tanner?
Me.
Oh, yeah. Okay. 2 fighters. Okay. So Tanner and Jonah, proficient in all weapons, all armor, and shields as usual. You can roll D8 for hit points at level 1.
Mm.
Nice. That's pretty good.
Good.
And
And you'll add your... No, actually, you don't add your con in this game. It's just hit points, and that's it.
Wonderful.
Con actually is a death save mechanic, and it can actually go against you and make you die faster. And you got 6 points as well. That's great. Okay.
Wait, 6 points or 8 because I'm a dwarf, right?
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I mean fighters. So fighters get D8 hit points. So you got 6 hit points.
Okay.
You also can add on top of your strength your con modifier to your available gear slots on top of your strength.
Oh, cool.
No.
So you can be the party hauler, and again, that does not affect your ability to explore like it does in BX. So it doesn't slow you down. It just is a hard limit. So weapon mastery, you can choose one weapon of your choice, such as a longsword, to get a +1 to attack and damage.
Oh. Okay.
And then you get you can choose either strength or dexterity. I assume strength for you all, for getting advantage, such as kicking open doors and stuck doors and things like that.
Yeah, strength. sounds
Grappling
good.
people. And then lastly, since, let's see, we've got one dwarf. Tanner, you can roll 2d6.
2d6. 3 and 2.
3 and 2 is a 5. You get +1 to melee and ranged attacks.
Excellent.
And then Jonah, you can roll 2d6 twice.
Also, I hate
Okay.
to bother you, but there doesn't seem to be an add button like spells and inventory for talents.
Add inventory button like spells, inventory, talents.
Yes.
Oh, you mean in the
well, there's a
VTT?
little- Yeah, there's a little cross symbol for armor here, but not for ancestry.
Oh, let's see here. If I look at, is that Route Nick? Is that you? I'm gonna
That's
add your
correct.
name so that I know who. And you went in the compendium. Is that what you're saying? This is an alpha build or a beta build for the compendium in the VTT. It's just a person's private project, so that it may be missing whatever you're looking for. Are you trying to use the compendium?
Well, I'm just trying to use my character sheet.
And you're looking to add, what is it, talents or...
Yeah, I don't see a little cross for ancestry, class, or level talents, so I guess I'll have to write those down.
Yeah, for now, let's just write it down, and we'll come back to the VTT later.
On the VTT, it's got, if you look under the name, it's got spells inventory.
Yes,
but-
but not talents.
And primarily, I don't want to, like, focus on the VTT tonight, just because it only takes, like, no time at all just to go boop, 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 and write it down on an index card or a piece of paper or something. But we'll get it in the VTT later. You shoot me your info, and I'll put it in there for you, and I'll work on it. Okay, so let's see. Jonah.
I got +1 to melee and range attacks, and then I will take +2 to my strength stat.
Nice. And that's just a bonus, by the way.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're done with the
Okay,
numbers.
wow.
We don't go back to the numbers. That's it.
Very cool.
All right. And then we got, what, 2 clerics or 1 cleric?
2 clerics.
2 clerics. All right. Let's see. So you're a dwarf, right?
Mhm.
All right. And so you get your +2 to hit points. Oh, Tanner, you also get 8 hit points +2 to hit points.
Like I said, I had 8 earlier.
Oh, and you get to roll twice and take the highest. We forgot that.
Let's correct that matter.
All right. So it's still 6.
So,
You got 8. All right. Roll 2d. Let's see, for a cleric, I'm sorry, I keep saying cleric, it's priest. Roll 2d6. Alex.
Right, I got a +2 on top of this. Ooh, maximum. Okay.
All right. And you're a priest. You can do all armor and shields, only clubs, crossbows, daggers, maces, longswords, staff, and warhammers. So they give you daggers and longswords in this game, in addition to bludgeoning weapons and crossbows. You know one of the languages. I will, by the way, say that I'm going to go by what the book says in this game, even though it's not what I usually prefer for alignment. It has kind of alignment as personality in this game. So because of that, only lawful or neutral. Neutral, in my opinion, when it's alignment as personality, if you're like, I want to steal from people and I want to do criminal stuff, in my opinion, that's neutral. Like, you can do that and it's not violating your alignment. So you can be like a neutral thief and get up to shenanigans just fine. But so yeah, you can choose based on your alignment, either celestial or primordial, probably, assuming which deity you would choose.
I'll choose Madeira, and I'll go with Celestial. This dwarf will be lawful.
Cool. Of course, turn undead. Got your deity. You can do divine spellcasting. And roll 2d6.
What's the other 2d6 for?
Your talent.
Do you start with one if you're not a human?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you start with one, I'm pretty sure. And then you get one at level 3 and level, I think, let me make sure I'm not crazy. I got it wrong last time, but I think am I not right? It's level 1 and then level 3 and then...
Humans get an extra talent roll at first level.
Yeah, I see it on the list of stuff that first levels get. There is one. We do get one talent roll.
I think it's every other level.
Okay, so I got a 9. So on a priest, a 9 it appears to be a +1 to my spellcasting.
Nice. All right. And then you can pick 2 spells.
I'm going to pick Light and Cure Wounds.
Nice. Light and Cure Wounds. All right. And now, the human. Let's see. Ancestry, human. Dave.
So I've got Seeker Yuri here. He is a first level priest of Ord. He speaks Common, Dwarvish, and Primordial, so he can chop it up with his priest chum over there. I picked up Protection from Evil and Cure Wounds. And I think because I'm a human, I get 2 talent rolls. Is that right?
Yep. Have you rolled your hit points yet?
We can do that first. So I roll 1d6.
Yeah, 1d6.
Plus con modifier, and I got +1 from that. Alright, cool.
I don't think you add your con to your hit points for monsters or characters in Shadowdark.
I don't believe you do, no.
It says first level characters start with hit points equal to 1 roll their class's hit points die plus their con modifier.
Oh, my bad. Okay.
I think maybe you get it at first level and that's it.
Oh, I see what you say. Yeah, minimum 1.
Yeah, that way you don't have 1 HP, I guess.
Some of the stuff is spaced oddly. I keep missing stuff that's only written on the checklist as well.
Is it /R or /roll?
/roll space, and the R might work. I don't know though.
Well, I'll just do roll. So 1d6 + 1 coming up.
Oh no!
See, that's what that +1 saves me.
I'm not bothered by it. I think that's fine. If it did it every level, I would find it onerous, but...
Alright, so HP... 2 out of 2.
Alright.
And then,
who is your deity?
Ord.
Ord, okay.
And Seeker Yuri is neutral.
Nice.
Ord is the mystery and magic and spooky old stuff. That's why I picked Primordial and Dwarvish as well.
Cool.
Anyhow, Was it 2d6 for talents? All right.
Yep. And you do it twice.
So first one here, got a 9.
Nice. Plus
So
one to
that was that
spells.
plus. Do I get both of these talents?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so +1 to spellcast checks. Ooh. I like that. And then let's roll it one more time here.
Ooh, nice. That would be even
+2 to
more.
strength or wisdom stat.
That's a tough one because like fighting, but also like you could start out the game with whatever your wisdom bonus is, +2 plus another. Like you'd have a ridiculous spellcasting bonus.
Yeah, I'm gonna boost my wisdom to 17, so it'll go to +3.
Nice. We'll just re-roll it if you like. I don't think it has. Well, let's say you get like another 9 and you go past 18 on the chart or whatever. We'll just start re-rolling if that happens. But that's wild. To start out with like
Yuri is very good at magic.
Awesome. And what spells did you say again?
I did protection from evil, which is kind of neat. I was reading it has like an exorcism effect too, and then of course cure wounds. And I think every priest has the turn undead spell as well.
Yeah. And you guys probably already know this, but I'll say it. It's very simple. That spellcasting is 10 plus the spell level. So your spells right now, roll d20 plus your wisdom plus any bonuses to get an 11. And if you get it, the spell goes off. If you fail, the spell goes away for the day, so you can cast as much as you want. And there's no disfavor. But if you get a 1, your god gets really pissed at you and something happens. And then we'll find out what happens,
Can I roll a d20 for a background, or are we going to do that later?
Oh, well, yeah, I was just going down the... going down the line for the character creation. Backgrounds, we'll do that at the end. For sure.
So I think that's all my stuff for now.
All right, and then we got Steve. You're a wizard. A wizard, okay.
Here comes my hit points. Roll high. I could take that. I'm okay with that. All right. 4.
There it is. Did you get 4? Nice. Awesome.
Yeah, go with 4, and then 2 talents. Roll 2d6. Copy that. Come on, be something good. 8. Gain advantage on 1 casting, so I'm okay with that.
Now, to start with, you have a background where your character knows, like, in addition to common, 4 other strange, 2 normal languages and 2... and I'll say this isn't just, like, you already know common as a human, and then you know 2 normal languages, so, like, you could do Dwarven or Elvish or whatever, and then 2 weird languages.
You want me to roll them?
You could roll them, if you wanted to. Yeah, it's up to you. I have the list here. If you wanted to roll them, the rare languages would be a D4. If you wanted to roll the common languages, it'd be a D10.
All right, let's see what we got. So that's my other talent there. Choose a talent. No, that was an 11. An additional. Ooh, that's pretty cool. All right, let's roll. So 1d10. The first one we've got 9.
All right, you know Sylvan, the language of fairy.
Okay. Sylvan. Next. 1d10. 8.
All right, let's see here. You know Reptilian, the language of the Viperian and lizard folk peoples.
The heck is this guy been up to?
Some pretty wild parties.
He does weird stuff. He's got interesting friends.
Yeah. All right, 3. for the weird ones?
You know Draconic, the language of the dragons.
I'm seeing a pattern here. And last one. Oops, that's not correct. It's 4.
And Primordial, the language of the elder things from beyond.
It's got a earthy, lizardy kind of guy here.
Yeah,
All right.
or it'll depend on what he rolls for background, but part of me wonders if like this is one of his first times going to human civilization.
Yeah.
Just like raised from birth to be like the most primordial fucking wizard.
All right.
It shows up in a leaf.
Every time that you find a spell scroll, you can spend the whole day and make a DC 15 intel check to see if you can permanently add it. And you can do this to as many spells as you want, as long as they're your level. You can, let's see, you know 3 spells.
Look at 4 because they're all real good.
Oh, yeah.
11. But yeah, okay. I'll have to look those over and I'll tell you which ones I.
This game's pretty generous. I'm reading it right off the page. It says that you gain, each time you level, you can choose 2 new spells that you learn. That tells me that you can both find spell. It's like the modern game where you can both find spells and you automatically are learning spells concurrently. So that's a difference than the old game too.
I like that.
All right, what was your second talent roll?
Second talent roll was a 11.
An 11. Okay. So you... Oh, and then you got another spell. What's your spells?
Let me see here. What page are those again?
Yeah.
Oh, found them. So we got... Let's see. Oh, I'm going to go with Charm Person, Detect Magic... That's tough. Definitely Magic Missile. And Light. That seems like a useful one.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you can put images for a token on this one yet, but you might. I almost think you should get someone like Avatar the Great as your token.
Oh, yeah.
I could look that up.
All right, background. So the next step it has, let's see, Steve, roll a d20 for your background from where you started. I love the way this does backgrounds. It's actually just like, well, like all the modern old school games.
Well, I hope this really fits.
A minstrel. You've traveled far with your charm and talent. What's your charisma?
11.
Okay, well, it's fair.
Robin set forth from Camelot.
So, anytime you do anything related to being a minstrel, like identifying an instrument or playing an instrument, you just get advantage on the check. It's that simple. Yeah, that's it. I love it. All right, let's see, Dave.
Alrighty, the background's a D20, right? Yeah, cool. I'm gonna roll a real one here. Let's see. We got a big 18.
You were a scholar. That makes sense.
Hey.
Yeah. Anytime you're studying ancient history or lore or find anything, you get advantage on a check related to it.
Perfect. I like Seeker Yuri. He's a cool dude.
Yeah. Jonah.
I got Surgeon.
Ooh.
Surgeon. Let's see. Surgeon. The chirurgeon, the surgeon. Yeah. Yeah, you could make a... So this is really cool. This one's wild. What's your wisdom?
+2.
Oh, man. So this is wild. This is good. You're the medic. Check this out. If somebody drops to 0 hit points, that person rolls a d4 and adds their con mod. We had a guy in the last game that had a -3 to con, and it killed them outright. They just died like as soon as it happened. But and then each turn they can try to do a d20 to get back up on a nat 20, but otherwise they will die. But someone like you can go over and do a DC 15 wisdom check, but you do it at advantage, which is huge.
Okay.
I kind of love how we have Avatar the Great and Captain Blood in the same party. Famous pirate character. He was also a doctor.
And then, of course, anything else related to medicine. Let's see. Dave, already did Dave. Yeah, Alex.
15. Apparently, I was a ranger before I was a priest.
So you are a ranger priest, and that means that you get the benefits of like navigating at advantage in the wilderness. You get the benefits of being a ranger. Hunting, gathering wood, tracking stuff, everything. If it's a check about being a ranger, you get advantage on it.
These are all very useful backgrounds. I like these.
It's a good team so far. I'm sure everybody will be just fine, and none of them will just die right away. Tanner.
Okay. Yeah.
Nat 20.
Another medic. Very handy. That's a very good thing to have. All right. Let's see here. Lastly, everybody's chosen an alignment. Is anybody neutral other than the one neutral cleric of Ward?
My character is.
Okay. So with neutral, and it says here, chaotic characters align themselves with destruction, ambition, and wickedness. They adopt a survival of the fittest mentality. Alignment defines your role. Actually, I didn't read that top part, so that's not fair. So let me take that back. I apologize. Pick any alignment you wish, including chaotic. However, interpret it more so the way that top paragraph for me in the core text does. It basically says that you're aligned to the eternal conflict, to a god. And so I think, for example, there's the gods of death, the dark trio of power, destruction, and cruelty. And you can be a good person and dedicate yourself to Shun the Vile. Perhaps your family bound you to that, in a ritual at your birth or something, But yeah, you can align yourself with chaos if you prefer, just like we do in DCC. I apologize. I missed over that top paragraph there. Is anyone switching to chaos?
Not yet.
All right.
Now, I'm a lawful guy. I'm on the side of law.
Okay. We've got a priest of Ord and a priest of
Madeira.
Madeira. There we go. Madeira the Covenant.
Madeira.
She carries every law of reality and every dictate which is called the Covenant upon her skin in precise symbols.
That's pretty boss. All right.
Ord is the secret keeper, god of knowledge and secrets and equilibrium and magic. Okay. Lastly, everybody gets a title. These titles, the settlements will come to know you by these things as you spend your money. And that will unlock opportunities in settlements and erect barriers and lower barriers for you in terms of what you can do. You'll find that sometimes in a settlement, they're going to start with a strong sense of who the heck are you and why should I care at level 1. And these titles will change that. So every, let's see, your level 1 fighter I'm sorry, did you say he's neutral or lawful? Lawful?
My Daniel is a lawful fighter, so he's a squire.
Daniel, squire. And let's see, we've got a priest that is a seeker. Yeah, seeker Yuri. And then we have
Yuri, priest of Ord.
Nice. And then we have an acolyte of Madeira. What's their name again?
Let me roll on the chart. Let's find out.
We do have a chart if people prefer to roll on that for the...
Yeah, mine came out the chart.
13. Abruga, the acolyte of Madeira.
Abruga?
Abruga, yes.
Abruga. All right. What about you, Tanner?
I am a squire.
A squire? What's a squire's name?
Raltnik.
Roknik?
RALT-NIC, and he is the dwarf.
Raltnik. Okay.
Reichnik.
We can never escape Warhammer, can we?
No.
You're in the book.
Dwarf. Priest. Daniel is a human fighter. And Yuri is a human priest. And then lastly, Steve. What's your character's name?
Trevor.
Trevor. Who is a wizard.
Adept. Wizard adept.
Adept. Human wizard.
And I'm going to stick with the name, but I just remembered Magical Trevor was a thing. No relation.
Nice.
That we know of.
Everyone loves Magical Trevor.
So for gear, we don't have to shop right now. If you have the main text, I don't know if this is in... If you have the quick start guide, I think it's in there. It's called the crawling kit. If you want, everybody can assume that you have that, just so we don't spend time shopping right now and we can get in the adventure. And then something I'd be willing to kind of retroactively do is roll 2d6 times 5 for your gold pieces. However, I think that the crawling kit, it does not cover weapons and armor. So everybody should probably go ahead and roll their 2d6 times 5.
Okay.
Because you will have to get a weapon and a piece of armor.
35 gold pieces.
Wow.
25.
Same. 35.
Didn't mind what we were talking. I rolled 40.
Awesome.
Man.
It sounds like most people are going to be starting in, at best, leather armor with shield.
Yeah.
Which I love, by the way, that it doesn't just give you chainmail out the gate. I like that. And weapons are a bit more affordable. Let's see. Do you guys have the weapon list?
Yep, I've got the quick start here.
Yeah, I've got that here.
Yeah, everybody should pick at least one weapon, if not also a ranged weapon. I don't see a sling on here, which is fascinating.
Probably want to make it hard for the cleric.
Well, the cleric can use swords and crossbows, but basically what that's doing is it's like, no, you have to spend money. You have to earn money and spend money. Which, basically ammo.
Is the gold to silver to copper 10?
Yeah, I think, yeah, that's right.
Okay.
This guy's going out in a blaze of glory.
Nice.
I'm gonna do it. I'm doing it.
You gonna get the two-handed greatsword?
Yes.
Oh boy.
I'm not happy with my stats, but rather than grumble, I'm just gonna rumble.
So you got to use both hands to wield it. Greatsword, D12, close.
2 slots. And then what can I get for 1 gold? Probably not much. I can get.
Well, actually, one thing to consider is you probably need money left to get your crawling kit, or somebody else will have to do that. I guess.
Honestly,
oh, sorry.
why not
Go ahead.
start?
You won't start with one, yeah. Okay.
I'll just save that gold just in case.
Yeah, I think it'll work out. The biggest thing is probably somebody needs to have torches, because if everybody gets in a situation where you don't have torches,
Yuri's gonna stay nice and protected and carry a torch.
Yeah, and I know people can cast light too. There's that, and then you just have to hope that you all make money so you can get food. So in this game, if you don't eat for 3 weeks, you starve to death. And that sounds really generous, like, you know, that there's not a death spiral for not eating. If you don't have a water skin, you die in 3 days, if you don't have access to water, or drink something from an inn or tavern or something. But I also have the rule that when you rest, you do not get any of the resting benefits without food and water. You have to have food and water, and you have to not be interrupted, and you have to be in a place where you can rest. That's the only way to get your spells back and your hit points. So, alright. So everybody's got a weapon and an armor that they can apply. Any questions or anything on that? Anybody need any info? I'm not sure who has what text or whatever, if everybody has the quick start up or whatever.
I've got the book. I've got all the thingies I need here.
Alright. Let's see here. We are done with character creation. This module, I'm going to run it right off the page.
How it should be done.
So we'll see. There are some things but story time though. Let's see here. Sorry. Till a resource finishes fit. Okay. Ancient legends of a land speak of a beautiful young princess called Argenta, who lived in a wonderful enchanted palace made of every type of marble known in all the lands. Her palace was in the heart of a rich, fertile valley that was filled with gentle creatures that did no harm, and exotic flowers and plants that grew everywhere, water running sweet and clear, the skies always clear and warm. Mica flickered in the rocks. Streams glistened like diamond in the sunlight. The early morning dew gently clung to the leaves. Everything appeared as fairy jewels. Wild birds, colorful tails, and bright faces flew through the air. The dwarves that lived in the valley loved Princess Argenta very much. They worked her silver and ruby mines so that the elves who shared the valley with them all could make beautiful jewelry and weapons. Everyone was at peace. One day, according to legend, a ruby the size of an apple was found, an absolute perfect cut of a ruby. It was cut by the dwarves so that its size would not diminish, and then polished so that it shone almost impossible to gaze on. They presented it to the princess and told her that it was as lovely as she was, and so it was called My Lady's Heart. So pleased was the princess that she decided to honor her friends with a masquerade ball, and everyone was invited. On the eve of the grand ball, people poured into the valley from everywhere. So many people had heard of the party that no one knew who everyone that was attending was, but the princess didn't mind. She was proud of the ruby and wanted to show off My Lady's Heart. She shouldn't have been so eager, as one of the guests was interested more than mere beauty and had come to steal it. Princess Argenta saw that he was trying to steal it, and in her innocence smiled back at him. 2 dwarves and an elf saw it as well, and after they challenged him, they were never seen or heard from again. Many weeks after the party, a red dragon was seen in the skies above the valley. The dragon burned the rich land with its breath and terrorized the gentle people of the valley. The land was left scorched and barren. Those unfortunate enough to get close to the dragon swore that they saw a man in silver and blue armor riding upon its back. Some folks still say that they see a red dragon in the skies. Many say they even see a saddle on its back. The valley is now a deadened place, dark. The palace lay in ruins in the mountain. No one knows exactly what happened to the princess, but some believe that the man on the dragon carried her away to Fairy. Others think that he killed her and stole the ruby. But all stories say that the ruby... but many stories say that the ruby is still hidden in the palace. You have all come from the lands of the Princes of Glantri to the land of Gulluvia, because your goal is to travel north into the mountains and find the palace of the Silver Princess and find this jewel. If you could find it, you'd be set for life. And let's see.
Oh, there we go.
Hey, that's us.
Oh, man, merch, nice.
Uh-huh.
You've become lost in the wilderness, crossing the boundary, the cliffside from the Princes of Glantri. You hope that you're somewhere beyond the borders into the Barony of Gulluvia now, but among the forest and the mists, you hear growls, chittering noises among the trees. Spider webs and moss choke the canopy around you. Suddenly, off in the distance, you hear the scream of a woman.
Well, lads, we best go check it out, hadn't we?
But that could have been just an owl.
That was clearly a woman. What's a woman doing out here?
It could be a lady owl.
Even lady owls don't scream that high and shrill. That was certainly a humanoid.
It's a fair point.
All right, Steve, what does the group do?
I think we better go check out that woman.
Okay. You find a break in the tree line, is the good news. The bad news is that you see a cart with people. And they're all these little tiny humanoid beings, and they're clambering up with knives, and they're trying to stab the man, and the woman is on top of the cart, and she's trying to beat one of these little people off the cart. They don't notice you. What do you do now?
You was right, it's no owl.
We have bows.
Strike the snow owl, shoot the goblins, shoot the goblins.
I like it. Let's shoot the goblins. We're gonna shoot the goblins.
All right. Let's see. The first person able to act then is Steve.
All right, I'm gonna do a magic missile. So I gotta roll 1d20 plus 3. Immediately lost my character sheet. Good way to go. 3. And
Nice.
oh,
How
okay.
much?
So that succeeds,
That hits.
and
You also have
Sorry,
advantage because you have surprise. So you can actually roll again to see if you get a nat 20 as well.
excellent.
Does a nat 20 have an effect
add
on
the
a
plus
spell?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought he was firing a...
Oh no, magic missile.
Oh,
I
magic
know I
missile.
can screw up real bad, but I don't think
There actually is a critical success for spells.
I think it just doubles the effect of the spell, if I recall correctly. And I think you can change the distance or the damage or whatever. I think it's double one effect, if I recall correctly. Anyways,
he takes 4 points of damage on. Let's go with the guy she's trying to hit.
all right. Did you try... okay, yeah, you rolled it. Again, you got an 8. Okay, so... and 4 damage, okay? That is not enough to kill him. But he screams in pain, and then they point towards you all. They see you at the woodline now. as you lose your surprise. Now everybody else still has their this is all happening within a matter of seconds. Dave.
So help my brain a little bit here. Our party has emerged from the tree line, and there's a clearing with this gentleman and his wagon and a lady, and they're being waylaid by what exactly?
They're these little people. They're about 3 to 4 feet tall, and 2 of them here are clambering up it. This is all happening pretty fast. This one right here has a knife, and he looks like he's about to stab this man to death. This one's up on top, and this woman is like trying to beat it off.
By little people, you mean little green people, or little like?
They have I wouldn't say green specifically, but like they do have like a earthen, like gray green skin. They look mutated, like they don't look human. Their noses are not in proper proportion to their face, and they just look nasty.
In that case,
large incisors.
I'm gonna have my dwarf pull out
Well,
his
hold on, Dave first.
Yuri's just gonna cross his arms and frown.
All right, you can do that. Let's see. The next one is Daniel.
Daniel's going to lower his spear, raise his shield, and slowly walk forward and keep these little people in his sight. And he's gonna go walk towards them, ready for battle.
Okay. Is your goal to be on the defensive, or is the goal to like go up and attack, or just wait to see what they do?
Yeah, wait to see what they do, but still slowly move forward.
Okay. All right, you do that. You can get as close range, like up next to them, or you can stay at like near range.
Okay, yeah, I'll go to near range then. Yeah.
Okay. Druga.
Oh, quick question.
Yeah?
My spear says that it can attack from near range.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
Okay. Can I take a stab at one of them in that case?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
This is a surprise round, so you have advantage.
Okay, yeah, I'll take a stab at the one that this woman is trying to knock off the cart.
All right.
So, with advantage, okay. And my attack has a +3 to it.
That hits.
Alright, and then a d6 + 1. 7.
You run forward and leap and stab this thing, pierce it, and it falls off. All right, Druga.
Druga brandishes his long sword over his head, and with a war cry, he runs over and tries to assist the man on the cart. I'm gonna swing, if I can get in range, I'm gonna swing at one of those little mutant dudes.
You can do that, yeah, with advantage.
Alright, this is a +1 to this. Oh, natural 20.
Nice.
Okay.
Double damage, yeah.
Okay. Let's see, I think it is a D8. I should have written down the damage die, not just the name of the longsword. So, whoops, what did I press? Oh, I was on the PDF. Sorry, one sec. There we go. For a whopping 9 damage.
All right, bam, you, wait, this one right here?
Yeah, that one right there.
All right, yeah, you saved the man's life. And it falls off the wagon into the muddy dirt path below. Now, let's see, Routnik.
This one right here, I'm gonna roar at the top of my lungs and charge and swinging.
All right.
Oh! Yeah, I can't think of anything cool to say. Here comes,
You say that in character? It's like something you've all been doing. You're like on the road.
I've nothing interesting to say. And we're still in the surprise round?
Yeah.
Alright. For my bonuses and my strength, I'm adding 3 to the highest of these. And that is, 12.
12 hits.
All right, excellent. In that case, I'm going to be rolling a d12, and do I add strength to that?
I think so. God, maybe not. My bad.
Yeah, you do.
Thank you. I
3
appreciate
damage.
it. Yeah. Okay, 3 damage. I can't remember. I'll have to go look. 3 damage is not quite enough to kill him. But, let's see. Half their number has been slain. God, this thing is really annoying to me. I can't figure out how to... Maybe... Nope, that doesn't do it. You know what? It'll take me just as long. I'm going to start making macros. Execute macro. Bam. Let's see, 9. They have a -1, so they fail their wisdom check, and they attempt to flee. And they try to flee off into the woods. They are now at near range.
I can't hit them.
You let them go?
They're outside of the, or too close for me to magic missile.
Are they running to the tree line, or are they running up along the road that we're by?
They kind of toward the tree line. They take off from the wagon, and obviously not towards you all. They've run away from the wagon, away from the road, out to the tree line.
And I suppose I had started mapping a little bit from what we saw in the player's map. Can I tell if they're fleeing to the north or to the south? I think we arrived here coming from the north.
Yeah. Well, since you're mapping, maybe we can resolve 2 things in one here. Make your navigation check, a DC 12 wisdom check. And then once...
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, and if... Ooh, that's interesting. Does my background of being a ranger
You
come
can do it
into
at
play?
advantage, that's right.
Okay. So this plus a 3 and an 18 plus 3, that's definitely a success.
All right, they're fleeing to the northeast.
Okay. I call out to the party. They might be running to that cliff that we saw earlier. We might be able to catch them against it if we chase them far enough.
You gonna try to chase them?
I think that's a good idea.
I'm on board.
Let's do it.
All right. One person can. This is just to catch up and determine the time. One person can make a dexterity check to see.
Hey.
Nice.
No, that's me.
Oh.
So somebody has to beat an 18.
Who's got a good
I'm not
dex?
rolling that.
I got a +1.
That's probably you then. I think everybody's
Here we go.
kind of clunky.
Ooh.
All right, no big deal. What happens is, and actually, it will take one more check. Alex, you'll have to, Druga, you'll have to you'll have to track them in the forest, which you can do. But it's going to take some time. You'll have to leave this wagon and its people, and it'll take about, an hour at best to try to track them through the forest and find them.
Druga looks to our caller, our leader, and asks, "Do you think this wise to chase them, to track them further? I see the beginnings of their trail, but it would take quite some time."
Well, I suppose it shouldn't take too much time to see how these people we just found are.
Yuri frowns. We have better things to do than follow goblins, I'm sure.
We'll
Very
mop them up
true.
and come across them again. For now, let's make sure these ones are alright.
Especially the young lady.
All right.
Aye.
Let's see. So, with them gone, having run into the forest, the woman, she runs over to the man at first, and she just holds him, kind of checks his face, almost checking his body, making sure he's okay. And he says, "I'm fine, Zipporah. I'm fine. It's okay." And she's like, Papa, did they hurt you? You know, and she's just like frantically checking him. And you see here a cart that looks odd. It's has a 15-foot square base, big sturdy spoked wheels. The front wheels are much smaller than the rear ones, giving it almost like this small drag racer type weird appearance. And then you have this yurt, I guess is what it's called. I can't remember. The dome, the kind of hide-made dome type structure on the top of it. And then all these jingly things that even in the wind just jingle from the top of the yurt. And 2 oxen that, despite all of the excitement, just stand there dumbly chewing some grass they found nearby. What do you do? And I'm tossing it back to Trevor.
Yeah, we'll approach and see if they're okay. Probably better somebody with better talker should take care of that.
Somebody talking? Yeah, who wants to do the talking? Is it the charismatic fighter?
Who does speak good?
And it can be anybody. I mean, you don't have to abide by your stats. That's, it's whoever's fun for you all.
I mean, yeah, I'll ask if they are hurt at all.
Okay. You go up, and the first thing that happens is the man, he kind of pushes what seems to be his daughter aside and says, thank you. Thank you so much for saving our lives against those hideous things we'd gotten off track, off the road. Some strange mist had come about us. You'd seen this mist along the forest floor. It too had made it hard for you to navigate. You're probably lucky that you found each other, because now you have an idea, or at least I should say, Druga has an idea of how to get back to the road that would lead into the barony. Anyways, he says, we had gotten driven by the mists further into the forest.
Is it afternoon right now?
It is morning time.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's see.
Yuri raises an eyebrow at the old man. I imagine Yuri is, if he's not old, he's one of those guys that seems old, you know? Probably bald with a beard going. Anyway, raises an eyebrow at the old guy, and he asks, what is it you had that those goblins were trying to steal?
We trade.
And he gestures to the yurt thing.
Yes. He opens the flap to the yurt, and you see what is a cramped home for them both, as well as crowding along the walls all sorts of strange devices, clockwork things, gears and mechanisms, some of which are actually tick, 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 active and moving. The player, you, Dave, would know it as like clocks, but these are just weird clockwork things. And he says, I know how to fix things. I fix things for some people in the barony. All the towns in Gulluvia pay me to fix all of their mechanical items, so I gather together the needed repair parts from the princes, and then I come back into the cities and trade all of the gears and parts needed to fix machines.
Yuri gestures to the clockworks. I'm a seeker of Ord. Do you mind if I take a look? You can trust me.
Oh, of course, please. I owe you my life.
Yuri does this thing, seeks it out.
All right. It looks like I don't think you've probably ever seen anything like these strange things. Like you, Dave, would know that there's like things used for calculations, things used for timekeeping, things used for pressure, like hydraulics, and clocks. But Yuri has never seen clockwork mechanisms like this before.
Yeah, he's just fascinated checking them out. It's one of the rare times you see Yuri even approach a smile.
The man, he says, my name is Lamdamon. Some call me the Tinkerer. What are your names?
My name's is Trevor. Pleased to meet you.
Daniel, at your service.
Yuri,
Squire,
Seeker of Ord, turns back to the Clockworks.
What'd you say, Tanner? Sorry.
Squire Rotnik.
Right. Okay.
And I, Druga, priest of Madeira.
Oh, mighty acolytes and priests and squire knights and wizards. You must be adventurers. I thank the gods that you've come. It's clearly not safe with these mists. If you can guard us, my daughter. This, by the way, is Zipporah. Zipporah, she bows to you solemnly. She's a unremarkable, somewhat plain-looking woman, but with an intelligent, sharp kind of look to her glance at you. And he says, "I'll pay each of you 10 gold if you can guard me all the way to Gulluvia, to the city itself."
We need it, lads.
That's a more than fair price.
Aye.
You can even share in our food at our campfire until we get there, and along the way we'll pay for your stays at the inn. It'd be worth it to not risk our lives again. I'm afraid that the roads through the roads through Velders are increasingly unsafe, and we may not take this way again. At least not this season.
Tinker, you are very trusting.
Oh, am I? Oh.
That's ominous.
Oh, he can trust us. After all, we have priests of the protective orders with us and squires. He has nothing to fear with us.
Yes,
We have
that
nothing
is,
to
that is
fear
what
with-
we say, but I would advise Tinker that you perhaps not be so trusting of others in the future. You've lucked out today.
I see. Oh, well, I'll take your counsel, but I'm afraid I have no other choice now. My daughter and I don't wield blades like you do, or spells.
Well, lads, it looks like we're adding caravan guards to our job titles.
All right. If so, his daughter Zipporah, she loads up in the wagon, and probably the dwarves will fit in the wagon. The
Yuri
humans,
hops up on that bench with the Tinker unless somebody stops him.
yeah, it looks like you could fit, and then probably 2 people in the back could fit, but then 3 people have to walk.
Yuri's gonna bother him about the clockworks the whole time.
Nice.
Rotnik
Dru-
will march
Go ahead.
beside the bison.
All right.
Druga will tap Trevor on the shoulder and kind of say, and motion towards the yurt, like, it's safer in there for you. Feel free.
What was the name of the town that we're going to again?
So your goal is to find the palace of the Silver Princess in the mountains to the far north, and within to find my lady's heart, the giant heart-shaped ruby that you think if you could get it, it would end your career. You'd be rich for the rest of your life. That's your central motivation here. You have traveled north and need to continue north. They have said He has said that he needs guarding on the way to Gulluvia, which he called the main city of the barony. All right. So, good news is he knows where he's going. The first thing he does is he comes to the city of Velders, the village of Velders. I'll describe to you what you see here, and we'll do some checks. This place has a dour, gothic feel to it. People stay shut in inside. You hear the clucking of chickens and some livestock, but otherwise people are not out and about. And you do not hear the merry sounds that you would often hear as you pass through a village. You can feel in the air the sense of suspicion in this small canton and the few houses that are gathered around a single trading post. Landemon, he tells you, he says, I need to stop here in Velders to help at the trading post. Some of the machines that I work on there. It should take me about 3 hours. Indrik. He's a bit suspicious of outsiders, but I think he's a good man. If there's anything that you need from him, he sells most what a traveler might need, and food and items like that. There's not much else that's here in Velders.
How curious, you say you came here to repair machines? What machines do they have out here that could possibly help such a lowly peasantry in their daily lives?
Alex, your character is a dwarf, right?
Yes, he is.
Alright, Yuri looks over and in Dwarfish he says exactly what I was thinking.
Druga looks you in the eye and gives a nod.
At this, Landemon, with the same kind of naivety that he's given so far, he holds a finger up and he says, I don't reveal my customers' needs to anyone else. I always keep it in good confidence if anyone ever needs machine repairs. I'm sorry, but I can't tell you about my clients.
Unless, of course, it's a priest devoted to seeking out knowledge who's part of a company who has perhaps recently saved your life.
Oh, my dear sir, perhaps you should speak to Indrik and ask him yourself. I'm sure he might be glad to share such things with you if you're a seeker of knowledge.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
All right.
Locks, just customer confidentiality.
That is a bit too busy. I'm going to make it this one. Ooh. That one makes more sense. Okay. This Velders, this canton is just a few buildings, a granary silo, and a trading post, and otherwise just a dirt road continuing on with farmhouses to either side. And he stops the wagon and leaves Zipporah here to tend to the oxen, and goes inside and greets. You hear him say, Indrik, you would not believe the day I've had, the things I've seen, this awful mist that's out in the Abaddon woods. And he goes, and you hear a voice inside be like, Oh, the Tinker, I didn't expect you here. I thought that you, I thought maybe you weren't coming by again this season. As the mist grows and the weather worsens in the mountains to the west, and the thunder grows. And anyways, they talk for a while. What does the group do? I'm going to toss the ball back to Steve, back to Trevor.
I'm curious about this mist. I think Trevor's gonna ask some people about the mist. I don't know if there's really too much else we need to do here, unless anybody's got some ideas.
Might be worth asking these people if there's any, if there are like any other towns around here. You know, any ruins, any interesting spots like that, local legends.
We should also ask more information on our destination.
We're escorting the
for it.
Tinkerer further on, right? This is not the final stop.
He said that this is the canton of Velders, and he has asked you to guard him to Gulluvia.
Right, so we're, heading on from here.
Yeah, and it seems like everyone here has sort of shut themselves in a bit. In fact, I'll get rid of this village ambiance, but does everyone inside of the cart get outside of the cart, or do you stay inside?
Trevor gets out and stretches.
Okay. Everybody that gets out, and then everybody that's already out on foot. All of a sudden, a bunch of children come out, and they all start crowding around you all. There's probably 10 of them, 10 children. All of them stepped evenly in age, from like 5 years of age up to 12 or so. And they're all like, "Wow, adventurers! Oh wow, look at the sword!" And one of them comes up, he's like, "Look, can you show me the sword? Can I hold it? Can I touch the sword?"
You can
Trevor's-
gaze into your reflection in it, but I'll be holding it. I won't be having you cut your hand open for nothing.
"Oh wow, thank you, mister."
Druga like brandishes his sword. He pulls it out awkwardly, and it's still covered in the blood of the mutants.
A
from before.
little girl who's only like 6 years old is just like, as you draw out this shining sword, just, seeping with blood. This has probably altered the course of her life.
Trevor's
Yeah,
got his
be weary of the woods.
Trevor's got his cigarello up, held above his head, and he's got his hand on his purse. He's like, oh, now, are you the kinds of children that steals things, or are you the kinds of children that's curious about everything?
They seem maybe at least the latter. You are being like surrounded and curious. The younger ones are trying to touch your stuff and take a look at it and everything. And then you hear a voice call out from inside the trade house, and it's like, "Now, children, get back inside and leave those poor road-weary travelers alone. Get in here." And eventually they sulk back inside, and they obey whoever their guardian is, maybe their father, you don't know.
What's with people's getting upset showing children weapons?
I know it's a terrible state of the world right now. You can't show a child a hand axe or a bow at all. It's ridiculous.
Yuri is a lot less interested in children than he is the Tinkerer, so he tries to follow him in and I guess get a drink of water while he's in there.
Yeah, you're able to probably take if you come in, he'll ask. He'll say, "Hello, traveler. Welcome to Velders. May I offer you something to drink? Is there anything that you need for the road before you leave?"
Yuri just asks for water. Says he's a seeker of ord, and he kind of eyeballs what the Tinker is working on as much as he can get away with.
I say, "Well, I have no water here, but the town well is just out there. If you'd like some drink from the well."
Yeah, Yuri will take care of chugging some water before he watches.
You see them go to the back, and they kind of whisper. And the Tinkerer goes back into a corner. Now, I'm gonna make this a check. But we're doing secret knowledge and lore stuff, so I'd say you could do this wisdom check with advantage.
Alright, what does that mean? I just rolled 2d20?
To get a 12.
And I add my wisdom modifier to both, or just the total?
To both, yeah.
When you roll both, what you do is you take the highest. That's what advantage means.
So
Okay,
thir-
so I got a 16 total.
All right. So yeah, you notice that around a corner, the shop owner pulls back a shelf, slides it back from a wall, and then the tinkerer shimmies in behind the shelf into a cubby space behind the shelf, and then the shop owner closes the shelf, and then comes back out, not noticing that your keen eye.
Yuri just makes note for later.
All right.
Is this in the trading post, or is this a separate house that this is occurring in?
Yeah, he said so. Yuri said that he followed the tinkerer into the trading post, and so when he went in, he saw that the tinkerer and the shopkeeper were doing this business, and then went back in the back of the shop where there was kind of like a alcove or corner, and then that's where he saw this happen in the trading post. What's everyone else doing? Does anybody else come in the shop to do any shopping? Shopkeeper is back out.
Oh, Tanner, go ahead.
So pardon me. Just because Raltnik doesn't have a lot of cash right now, at least until they get him to his destination, he's gonna head out to the well and grab himself some water.
All right. Yeah, you can fill up your water skins here.
If I had one.
I'm
Yeah.
drinking right out of the bucket, baby.
Yeah,
Actually, would leather armor come with like a helmet or something?
A leather
I-
skull cap.
I wonder. I doubt it because I think there are actual helmets you can get in this game. I think.
Fair enough.
I could be crazy, but I think that's a possibility. So.
I think you're
Drink
right.
out of your scabbard.
Yeah, for now, since he's got
Your
his
boot. Take
laid
your
out
boot off.
anyway, yeah, he'll just take off his boots and
Are you a dwarf? I can't. No, you're
he
a
is a
human.
dwarf, yes.
You are a dwarf. You gross everyone
Yes.
out. Like if they
Well,
weren't.
he doesn't exactly stick his boots into the water. If there's a ladle, he'll fill those up.
It's just a well. It's a well for people to gather water. So.
Well, he's not going to use his boots then.
You can use
yeah,
you can use the
he's gonna fill up
bucket.
All right, fine. He'll just use the bucket, which is what I was asking for, and he'll fill up his boots. It's like when going gets tough, you gotta get a little bit creative. And he just walks back barefoot.
With 2 sloshing boots of water.
Yep.
All
Which he'll
right.
probably load up.
You see distrustful humans peer at you with distaste from the windows nearby.
Yeah, he just thumbs his beard at them like a Frenchman.
Let's see here. I have to do one encounter check.
Clearly, someone took offense to that.
These aren't usually that bad. It may not even happen. Yeah, it doesn't happen. Okay. All right. Yeah. So let's see here. Daniel.
Yeah, I would like to go up to that guardian that called the children, or to his house or wherever he went, and ask about these children, if they're all his, or if they're orphaned or not.
Well, you-
Inquire to their situation.
You find that it's actually the shopkeeper, and that's where the children go back in. That was who was yelling. When you come into the shop, he says, "Name's Indrik. Welcome." Reaches to shake your hand.
Yeah, I'll shake his hand.
Uh,
Daniel.
Welcome, Daniel. The Tinkerer, he told me what you all did. It's a mighty fine thing that you did for him. Tell you the truth, we sure could use a lot more of your kind. Don't tell the guards I said that, please. But, in fact, you haven't seen any of them, have you?
Unfortunately not.
You see him, like, visibly, like, oh, okay. Oh, good. Well, I tell you what, for your good deed, I'll give you a free item for each of you.
Oh wow, that's very generous of you.
Oh, the Tinkerer, he does good work for me, so if he hadn't arrived this season, I would have been quite a bit far worse off. You know, he has a strange trade. There's no one else like him. Yes, these are my children, all 10 of them. I'm sad to say their mother is gone.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Well, it's okay. I'm not the only one that's been going through hard times in the barony. But I love them dearly, and my trade of people coming here through Velders from the princes or the principalities of Glantri, they're traders that come and go, so we are well enough, but I appreciate your sympathies.
I do beg that you allow me to pay you for some food.
Oh, well, of course. Why, thank you. And let's see here. Equipment. So you want to buy some... I think it's just like
I'll
5 silver
buy a ration,
pieces.
I guess.
Yeah. Gosh darn it. Starting basic gear. A ration is... You get 3 rations for 5 silver pieces.
Okay.
Quantity per gear slot. 1 to 3. Yeah, you get 3 and it takes up 1 gear slot.
Okay.
He also offers you all 1 simple item. So you can take either a torch, a single ration, a flask of oil, a flint and steel, a crowbar, and that's it. And interestingly, water skin is not on here, so I won't. If it's not on the equipment list, I'm not going to include it as required.
My dwarf will just work with his boots for a while. Barefoot, he'll step in, poke his head through the window. I'll take a flask of oil if it's no insult to ya.
He gives it to you.
Splendid. And 3 days rations if it's no bother. And he'll, flick him his last coin.
3 days, yeah, okay, so... Oh, you give him a whole gold piece?
Well, it's 10 silvers of gold, right?
Yeah, he gives you 6 days of rations then, that you can give to others as well, you know.
I'm gonna work with that, yes. 6 days of rations, excellent. And he'll divvy those out when we get back to the cart.
Alright, they come in packs of 3 days at a time, and they take 1 slot per 3 days.
Alright.
Yuri shakes his head and holds up his hand. No need. My god provides all that I need.
Oh, a pious priestly man, I see. Very well. We can
Meanwhile,
certainly
Trevor-
use the gaze of your gods here on these lands.
While he's saying that, Trevor kind of reaches in from behind him and grabs the crowbar. I'll take that and thanks you very much.
Creepily.
Well, we did ask about his children, so...
You never be too careful around these parts, you know.
Druga, do you want to take an item?
Druga also grabs an oil flask and he gives it he tosses it up in the air a couple times in his hands and says, yeah, I'll just be borrowing this. Don't worry, I'll give it back if I pass through.
Very well.
He holds his hand up and he says, No, please. Seriously, if the Tinker had not made it, I would have had a very poor season this year. So.
You're very generous. You're very generous despite your conditions. We appreciate it.
Yes. Well, and what brings you to our barony, to the barony of Gulluvia?
We come here seeking a certain thing. You may have heard of it. It's the size of an apple and a brilliant red.
My lady's heart.
But you see, it's neither actually an apple nor a heart, but a ruby. Big one.
Oh, I need a D8 for this one. D8.
Though I did meet an elf once, claimed his heart was an apple.
What it tastes like.
Not an apple.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
He looks at you all with awe as you banter randomly about this crazy stuff after you just like claim to take the the highest, greatest treasure, mythical treasure in the land. It'd be like saying you'd be like landing in England and saying you're going to find the Holy Grail or something, And he's like, "Oh, you're serious? You're trying to find the palace?"
We're dwarves. We're always curious.
Oh, I see. Oh, well, and have you come here before? Have you passed through Gulluvia before?
Would our characters have passed through?
No. Yeah, you've never been here. No? Have you all been here to Gulluvia?
So everybody kind of looks at each other like,
I don't think so.
There's no pubs to crawl through here. I've not come this way.
I see. Well, all I can say is be careful. There's strange things out there. If you find yourself, you'll have to go through the wilderness eventually and leave the Baron's road. I mean, the Baroness, please don't tell the guards I said that.
We won't tell anyone. What's wrong with the Baroness?
Oh, nothing. There's nothing wrong with the Baroness. I didn't say that.
Yes, you did.
No, please. No, I didn't say anything about the Baroness. She's a fine woman.
Trevor leans in.
Ralt will... You first.
Now, what if we asked quieter?
What?
I said, what if we ask quieter?
You say that
a bit
to...
of a wink. Yeah, with a guy like it's like, oh, no, but what if we ask, just quieter?
What he's trying to ask is, as long as we indicate we're not going to tell anyone that we're discussing this, would he be more willing to discuss this? Given the fact so?
Okay. Yeah, let's do a reaction roll. Roll a 2d6 and add your charisma.
Oh.
Charisma, yeah.
Ross, I have a question. How do you spell that? Gulluvia?
Gulluvia. It's a Gulluvia.
Okay. Or did I spell that right? No, I didn't.
Gulluvia, Gulluvia. 7.
Okay, thank you.
Pretty good. Do you have a charisma modifier? Charisma?
No.
Okay. 7. He says, "Oh no, I wouldn't dare to speak. I don't know anything really myself. Anyways, I run a trade house here on a trade post on the edge of Velders. There's nothing I would really know. I'm sorry, stranger."
Okay, well,
taps his nose and winks.
Lean forward, put his hand on his shoulder, just gently kind of guide his head down to eye level and say, "You're amongst friends. You don't have to worry about us blabbing to anyone. We'll keep it mum. Now will you tell us what's going on, please, and thank you."
Well,
and
look,
I do have a +2 to charisma.
Okay. He says, "Look, stranger, if you're going to head up to Gulluvia, I would recommend that you kind of keep your head down. Don't share too many opinions. You see, your kind is not quite so, their opinions are not thought well of here.
Warriors or dwarves?
Men.
Elaborate.
Men. You're all men.
Yes, so are you. What's the problem?
Men, well, one of our laws here is that men are not allowed to have opinions.
So the real world.
Yes. Gulluvia, when you pass through, I would be very careful and keep my head down and head to the merchant quarter just off the road and don't go very far into the town. And I would be careful interacting with the guards.
Understood.
All right. Anyone back? I'm gonna hand the ball back to Trevor. Do you guys want to do anything else here in the little trade town of Velders, the little trade outpost?
I'm gonna ask him what's up with the mist.
Okay. Yeah, he says. Let's see here. He says, well, there's a strange thing that sort of surrounds the barony. The Abaddon Woods is what it's called here. It's just where you came from, and where my friend the Tinkerer had almost gotten lost, waylaid by those horrible beasts. The forests there are full of a strange mist and beasts that roam the forests. And these mists, they seem to come in from the opposite side of the mountain, far to the northeast from the town of Mir. It's a long ways from here, but really, I would stay in the basin of the river valley of, what is the name of this river? Let's see here. Highway. It's called... Give me just a second.
No, I mean.
Because the goblins fled to the northeast.
He says, I would stay along the river valley of the Isole. I wouldn't travel too far along the boundaries of the basin into the forests here to the east. The truth is that the farms here, sometimes they take the cattle, these beasts, these monsters. Every year, more and more farmers leave places. Well, the guards don't come out here very far. They fear the Abaddon Woods. And then there's the mountains to the southwest. The strange storms and lightning, crackling lights that appear in the mountaintops. No one has ever come there or gone there and come back that I know of. And then you have the Mere far to the northeast, with the misty swamp. And I've never heard of anyone ever coming back from there either.
Not many people come and go here.
Well, we stick to the basin and the river valley where the villages are, and the guards patrol the roads. The wheat is rich here in the river valley, and we trade our wheat to the Princes of Glantri, as well as thoroughbreds. But,
I see no stables here. Where are the closest stables?
Well, Glantri keeps rich farmland all along the river, and then there is another city off the... it's actually, if you're trying to find the location of the palace, it's probably where you'll want to go. The city of Thorald. It's the second largest city in the barony, far to the north, at the base of the Boorfall Mountains.
The Boorfall Mountains, you say? And what's this city's name again? Might you spell it for me, sir?
It's a Thorold, Thorald.
Thank you.
Boorfall Mountains.
City of Thorald, near the Boorfall Mountains, north of here, close to the palace we seek.
Yes, and that's where much of the other farmland is, and especially where they breed the thoroughbred horses that the barony is famous for. Traders often corral the horses through here and trade them to the princes to the southeast, where you came from.
Is Gulluvia on the way to this place?
Yes, you head straight northwest, along the road. You just stay on the road. You'll have to depart the road at some point if you're going to head to Thorald, but I haven't been that way in years, so I can't speak of it. And then you hear the Tinkerer's voice. He says, Indrik, could you help me with something, please? And he's like, oh, excuse me. And then he goes back in the back of the shop. You have
He seems like a nice man.
Children are watching you. Some of them still in awe, looking at your scabbards and your weapons and your big heavy, belts and stuff over your tunics.
Steve, what's your character's name again?
Trevor.
Seeker Yuri looks over at Trevor, nods his head toward the back of the shop where he saw the little secret slidey shelf. Says, just so you know, I noticed the tinkerer and the shopkeep disappear into a little secret chamber behind that shelf over yonder.
His eyebrow kind of arches up. You know, that sounds interesting.
It
Wouldn't
certainly does.
Be crazy if we could have a looks in there by having the little goblins over here be making some noise outside.
I'm not opposed, but they seem to like you.
I don't know why.
Maybe it's the crowbar.
It's always the crowbar, and he kind of goes pat, pat with the crowbar.
So you want to try to create a distraction so they have to come out so you can try to sneak back there?
What do you guys think? Is it too much trouble, or?
If all goes wrong, we'll just hop onto the cart and get out of here.
Yuri's definitely down to check it out. I mean, he is a seeker of secrets.
I think it's worthwhile for sure.
All right. How do you create the distraction?
So Trevor is going to pull out a silver piece, kind of show it to the kids. Like, right, we're going to play a little game.
I've never seen a silver piece before.
Oh, you ain't say nothings yet. Check this out. And he kind of does a little boppity boop, and he casts a light on it. All right, let's make sure I actually
can't cast light and don't explode the whole place and blow it up.
That would go real bad, wouldn't it?
All right, that works.
Okay.
I'll make it clear and known that Seeker Yuri's at the back of the shop by the shelf and very far away from Trevor.
So he kind of walks outside and he goes, "You see, Naz, it's a magic coin."
Oh, they're amazed. Yeah.
And what we're going to do, and he kind of goes like this, is we're going to go find it. And he throws it.
They look like those cats, where they're just all all together, just their heads are tracking it. And then you throw it.
Now you have to yell and scream and laugh the whole time.
Where do you throw it?
Just kind of throw it into amongst if there's a bunch of houses across the way. I just kind of flick it in that direction so that it goes kind of beyond sight.
Yeah.
And I told them, laugh and make noise and, make a ruckus.
One of them, knocks a shelf down on the way out, one of the younger ones, and then one of them starts crying, and then a bunch of them start screaming and stuff, and sure enough, Indrik runs out, and he's like, hey, kids, you get back here, and he runs out, and then you see your tinkerer, Landamon, he comes out. Seems to be done with whatever he's doing anyways. And shrugs at you all and then goes back to his cart to prepare it to leave.
Trevor turns around and gives 2 thumbs up to Yuri and...
Now, Yuri...
Yeah, meanwhile, Yuri was quote-unquote shopping.
Alright, yeah, Yuri, you can... Now, don't worry, this only matters if and when it matters. So maybe
I don't even expect anything in there. I can't help myself.
But roll a dexterity check to beat a 12.
It might just be a super secret outhouse. All right. I have a +1 on the old dexterity here. So let me roll here. D20 +1. A big 10.
Ooh.
It's a negative.
10. Okay, no big deal. So you go back there, but you are not stealthy. In case that begins to matter later.
I can't see you're being stealthy.
You see the shelf. What do you do?
I tried to essentially do what Seeker Yuri saw. So if there was a particular shelf or item,
it's a shelf that he slid out of the way.
Yeah, whatever I saw him do, I try to mimic that as best as.
All right, you
Tinker
do that.
Yuri
You
can
take the
figure it
shelf and it's
Yeah.
loud. So all your companions hear you. And I'm going to say there's a chance, and I should be rolling this stuff in secret, actually. Including your
Yeah, you're-
checks. But
Yuri quickly realizes that he's being loud as hell, so he doesn't even try.
you see behind the shelf in the dark, barely, a mechanism of metal tubes and gears. And so I think you could do this with advantage. This is like a knowledge, lore, esoteric kind of check, actually.
You want me to do wisdom?
Yeah, wisdom, and you'd roll it twice and take the highest.
Okay. So I'll just roll 2d20. I get +3 on that 19, so 22.
22. All right. This is a clockwork mechanical safe. Whatever is behind this justifies this complex mechanical mechanism. Almost like a modern bank safe with like locking, vertical, whatever you call it, things that, I don't know, like a mechanical lock.
Yuri thinks it's cool, and he slides the shelf back where it was.
All right. Yeah, you do that and come back out, and finally he's rounded up his kids. He's grabbing one by the scruff, and he's like, "I have to go, strangers. It was nice to meet you, though. Safe travels on the road, Tinkerer." And the Tinkerer's already loaded up, ready to whop the reins on the oxen and get him going. He's like, "Of course, be careful, Indrik. When the guards come..." Indrik just shudders.
Yuri does tell Trevor what he found. Perhaps to Trevor's chagrin that he didn't try to get in it. Because I apparently understood it perfectly. But then Yuri also tells the shopkeeper, he kind of just quietly tells him in passing that he should secure his clockwork safe more secretly. So then just kind of keeps it moving.
Yeah, he looks slack-jawed and terrified when you say that. That really unsettles him. All right, let's hit the road.
You should rub your temples as you say that. Yeah.
The priests of war, no secrets are safe from them.
All right, let's see the random encounters. This is a unsafe environment, so every 3 rounds we do a check. So you're following the road, and the good news is the Tinker knows exactly where he's going as well. You do have to actually see how far you can go. Basically... Actually, I guess that's something I didn't have ready, is I actually don't know how far a horse can go. Interesting.
Is it still 48 miles?
Well, even... let's see here.
Mounted is described as 4 hexes a day. So
that's so much easier.
24 miles.
Yeah, that's the same as BX when they're encumbered, which is very sensible. Okay. All right, so let me see how far you can get, and then that will tell me. Okay, so you can go about that far. So you make it, oops, to here, and then I'm going to roll a d6. I rolled this in the open.
Oh, so is the dotted, the dots, does that kind of show where the clearing is, and then the thick line is the road?
Yeah, the thick line is the road. Yeah, I'm sorry, I should describe this. The circle here was the city, the canton of Velders. Velders was just like a tightly packed. You had the trade post, and then like a silo for storage and a house. And then, other than that, it was just farmhouses around it. And then on either side of this road, the road is just dirt. But a dirt road that is otherwise mostly maintained. but rough and overgrown in some places. It does seem like, while maintained, like this is a barony road, it does seem like maybe this doesn't see as much traffic. This down to the southeast. To either side are the woods.
The Abaddon Woods, yeah.
Very, very thickly to either side, and the road winds on. You don't have any encounter checks there. I'm going to go ahead and do all of them for the rest of the day. Alright, this would bring you to 3 p.m. Nothing happens. And 6 p.m. And you make it about here until you're just on a long, winding road for miles upon miles, choked with forest. The sounds of the forest on either side echoing. The forest is misty and hoary and mossy. It is now like 6 p.m. It's a few hours, but you can see the sun starting to set. You could keep going, or you could try to make camp now. If you don't have... But he has what you need for campfire and food, so you also don't need those two things.
Tinker, how far is it to the next settlement?
It usually takes me to get to Gulluvia. It takes a couple of days from here, assuming things go well and the weather is fine.
Do you usually camp here along your way, or do you continue?
Unfortunately, it's not ideal, but this stretch right here is exactly why I hired you, because there is no wayfaring tavern and no inn, as you saw in Velders. So yes, we camp here just in my in my cart. But once we get to Gulluvia, they have fine food and taverns. I would recommend staying in the merchant quarter off the road, though. I wouldn't go into the other districts if I were you.
Understood.
Hendrik might have mentioned something about that.
Yes, some people find our customs strange here. But you should be fine, just not causing any trouble and not attracting a lot of attention. And they'll see you as traders and travelers and stuff.
But why do we not want to cause a lot of trouble? What is going on here?
This barony values its... Well, you saw those awful things in the forest. It's beset with sometimes monsters, sometimes bandits. So the cities value... they're careful with outsiders, and the laws are very heavily... With a heavy hand, they're enforced here.
Well, Seeker Yuri says, I'm no good in battle. However, my god is happy to protect whoever is on watch. I'll not weigh in on whether we continue or camp here. I won't do any good in fighting either way.
I vote we continue.
Yeah, let's keep going for a bit. Okay with that. Yeah.
All right. Let's see here. Let me make sure. Okay. You make it... Let's see, this would be the last check. Nice. And you can see miles ahead. This is a... you're kind of... the terrain rises steeply into rocky, imposing mountains far off in the distance as the sun sets to your left rear. But you're up kind of on higher terrain, and you can see that you're going down into this river valley below. That's kind of what this dotted line... actually, that's a trail, but you wouldn't see that yet. But you can tell that you're kind of going downhill. And so the trees start to thin out, and you can see how it clears out ahead. Unfortunately, it becomes dark. And so, let's see here.
Ross, do you mind if I have it set up so that if the shit hits the fan, Yuri basically casts protection from evil on you know, whoever's getting attacked basically is like kind of his standing order.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So it would happen like, I mean, just let me know, like if it's a surprise round or something, and you're able to act. What's its duration? Is it something you could do in advance before an encounter occurs?
Yeah, it's actually focus, so I can like it's kind of neat. You can
Ah.
sustain it. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Okay, yeah. Right. So yeah, you can. Absolutely. Yeah. Just remind me if that mechanically comes up. Okay.
Yeah, no big deal. I just wanted to mention it, so it was like on your radar.
All right. So let's do the Watches of the Night. There's one. There's two. Okay. So, who's on watch? I guess we could probably go in order. That would be fast. Are you all okay with that? That way it just keeps simple. So this would be Daniel.
Yuri should not be on watch by himself because he has 2 hit points. So like,
oh man.
he should pair up with someone else and then keep protection from evil on them, like while the duration of the watch, basically.
I'll stay watch with you.
All right.
Yeah, and I'm honored.
So this would be Daniel, and I'm gonna switch back to this, and then I'm gonna put you on like an encounter map.
Ooh, pretty cool.
All our music.
So I'm just gonna put your token here, and this right now represents Daniel. Okay, and then you guys got a camp back here, and then let's see, I need.
Wall token. Oh, hello.
What?
Whoa.
What's with his head?
Let's see.
Oh,
here.
sure.
Use that character.
He ate too much Starbucks.
Oh, they all got messed up heads.
Oh, there's 4 of them.
Looks like we're surrounded.
Daniel. So this is just Daniel. So this is not Yuri and Routnik. Daniel, you're on watch, and and this is like midnight. It's like the middle of the night, the second watch of the night or third watch, and all of a sudden you find that you're just surrounded by people. Like it just happens. Like you just gaze off into the moon, off as the mists fall across the moon, and then you look down, and then all of a sudden you're surrounded. These people have like a elongated, strange, spindly, tall, alien appearance, and they move with an alien grace, and they're covered in like a shining green armor all around them. Some of them have green helms and green weapons, and they approach you, and they say something in a strange language. Do you speak any strange languages?
I speak Sylvan.
Ah. Okay. They talk and blah 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 blah. You don't understand them. You speak Common and Sylvan?
Yes.
All right. And they point their weapons at you, but you don't understand what they're saying.
I'll just call out, who are you and what's your business?
What language do you do that in?
In common.
They gibber in this strange alien language. It has a sing-songy quality to it. You don't understand it.
I will start backing up towards our camp.
They kind of hem you in, like they surround you like this. And then they keep chattering. Eventually they say something in Sylvan. They say, in the language of fairy, "What is your purpose here?"
We are travelers, making our way to Gulluvia.
You are not from these forests.
That's true. If we've intruded, we're very sorry about that. We'll be on our way as soon as daylight breaks.
You are in great danger. This land is tainted with a terrible evil.
Oh, well, are you trying to warn us of where this evil is emanating from?
The mountains to the north. There is a terrible evil there. It has invited things from the other place.
I'm sorry. I didn't get your names. My name is Daniel.
We are ancient.
I see. Well, what brings you to our little camp here in the middle of the woods in the middle of the night?
This has been our home for many revolutions and changes, and times that the worlds have collided and spread apart and combined again.
Well, this has been illuminating. If you wouldn't mind, I think my shift is almost done. I'd like to talk to my friends over there. Did I get by you real quick?
Beware the eye of Eric. And then you see them dive into the nearby trees as if they're fish in the water.
Oh. Eye of Eric. Yeah, I'll just be bewildered at seeing them disappear, and then quickly trot over to the campfire and shake someone awake.
The next person is Druga. Druga is the next person up.
I'll tell Druga about this encounter with these strange people and what they told me.
I was dreaming about strange people a moment ago, but they weren't green. Druga pulls himself up, and he kind of looks around. And are these green people there? Are they here? Are they gone?
They're gone.
You sure you weren't dreaming too on watch?
Pretty sure. They seem pretty real. Unless I'm getting moon mist sickness, I don't know.
What they smell like?
Did they have a smell that I could discern from that far away?
No, people and rocks all have distinct smells. You can tell where you are in the world by the smell of the dirt beneath you.
It maybe hadn't occurred to you. You're human, right?
Yeah.
It maybe hadn't occurred to you, but in the acuity makes you wonder if this is just the forest or if you smelled this, but maybe like old wet foliage.
Okay, yeah.
A smell of elves. Or
They said they were
similar fey kind. You know, elves live a very long time from what I know. And our grudges last almost as long as they do.
All right. So, Druga, you take watch, and nothing happens on Druga's watch, but then Routnik, who is going to watch with Yuri, right?
Yar.
You're on the last watch of the night before sunrise, and then you hear a clamor in the wilderness. It is, and then these beings just spill out right in front of you. A bunch of them. Actually, that is way too big. Let me make that guy smaller.
Not these little guys again.
Oh, good.
I'm back
From
around
ogre
to
to goblin.
Okay. There's just like a ton of these that spill out from the forest, and then they're clashing in arms against these other tiny little creatures.
What are you? We're kobolds.
And it all happens right in front of you. These things are below chest height, and they're all around you, and they're stabbing each other, and their little Icarus black blood is flying up in the early morning air before sunrise. What do you all do?
Can I go ahead and roll my spellcasting check
Yeah.
for protection from evil? So, like, the lore side of it is Seeker Yuri has like a holy symbol that's basically a silver circle that's like hollow. So it's, just a circle, not or it's I guess you could call it a ring, but it's large, probably as big as your hand.
Oh, like Orin.
And he holds that up, and kind of quietly chants in Primordial. And he's standing like right behind your character. But then let's do this spellcasting check. So it's going to be DC 11.
Mm-hmm.
And it's D20 plus 3 here.
Nice.
Cool.
Ooh.
All right. So
So that'll last as long as I can continue focusing on it. What it basically does, chaotic beings have disadvantage on their attack rolls and their hostile spellcasting checks against the character that I'm protecting. They also can't possess, compel, or beguile that character.
all right. Not only do they not attack you, but one of these things comes up and starts chittering in some strange alien tongue. Waving his arms.
Darktrill will point to his sword and then point to the goblins and like nod like, you want us to join the fight?
He's like,
Like,
What
I
language
don't
is
know what
that?
means.
yeah, do you all speak any weird languages?
Draconic and
I don't think you guys are awake. I think this is just route thing.
Oh,
and-
God is Dwarvish and Primordial, aside from, of course, Common.
All right.
I
Well,
would speak Dwarvish and Common, so yeah.
do you want to? What do? Do you join the fight and start hacking people down, or do you let it happen, or run away?
I'll join
or
the
wake
fight against the goblins.
All right, you can do that. They're surprised. Roll to hit. I'll give you
With
guys another
pleasure.
token here. I know that.
Alright, adding on a 3 to this d20.
And you can roll 2d20 because you have advantage because they're
Even
surprised.
better.
Yuri's just focusing on maintaining protection from evil.
All right.
Roll total again.
You have to hit in this armor class 11.
Alright, so that's gonna be a hit.
All right.
Alright, here comes d12. d12 plus strength, I assume, straight to the face.
oh, here it comes.
That's better. That's the numbers I was looking for.
You kill
9
one
to the
goblin.
cat. Yeah, he probably just his right-hander comes down, he just explodes.
All right. They're gonna attack their opponents here. That's 4 damage, 4 damage, 3 damage, 4 damage, 3 damage, 8 damage.
Mom got a crit.
4 damage, 3 damage, 8 damage. Oh no, kobolds are really miserable in this game. And you pick the losing side. They just start getting slaughtered.
We'll be the winning side.
They are actually going to make a morale check, even though they asked for help. It looks like you might get stuck with this situation here. Oh wait, no, that's not right. They got to do a wisdom check. Wisdom for 15, I think it is. They pass. Emboldened by your deed, they stay and they fight, and so they're going to do their attacks. Spears. That hits for 5 damage. That's going to kill one, and that misses. So they kill another one, and now their number is, I think, let's see, below 50%. So they're going to make a morale check at -1. Their stat. They pass. Okay. So it's your turn again.
Alright, he's gonna step up and... Oh, one sec. Token. I don't know, move the token again. There we go. Yeah, I'm gonna... Move my character over, and he's gonna take another slash at one.
All right. You just
Alright, let's see how many more can feed my blade.
Nice.
20 to hit.
That hits, yeah. All right.
5 damage.
I'm just hacking through them. It's their turn now. This one's gonna attack you now because you're here. But you said it has a penalty, right? Oh, you got a nat 1. He like
And then,
and then you drop the
and then
ball.
Wouldn't matter, so he
disadvantage
just-
on top of that.
He's gonna try to run away. You can make an opportunity attack. This one,
Yeah, he doesn't get to run away.
these are gonna try to. Yeah, you could do that. Oh well.
And missed anyway.
He got another nat 1. You can make another
Wow.
opportunity attack.
They are terrified.
Pleasure.
Yeah, they're really scared of this horrifying dwarf. Now this one hits, I think, for
All I could say is Ord is strong.
13 versus 15. Yeah, 15 versus. Oh, wait, even more since I got my 2 hit. So he's gonna take
all right.
10 damage, and then what's he do to me?
You take. Does a 16 hit? I should ask first.
Here's
Is it-
disadvantage too.
Versus
Oh, is
9
it dis-
AC, absolutely.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry. He has disadvantage, so I'm gonna roll one more time. And then does a 11 hit?
He just got it, yeah. How much
Okay.
damage?
You take 3 damage. Now
I am halfway to dead.
they are going to nice. They're going to probably finish them off. I know we're a little bit over. I apologize. But okay, they're gonna kill. One of them's probably gonna flee in the woods. They're gonna kill the other one attacking you, and you have these victorious little lizard dogs. They're called. What did they call them? Maybe it was dog lizards or something. They had a name, a Shadowdark name for them. But they yip and glee and jump in the air and stuff. They come over and they're gonna give you.
I got a Yuri scene. Can I do a Yuri scene?
Yeah, do it.
Very theme.
Because I can cast Cure Wounds.
Yeah, go for it.
So in Dwarven, Yuri, he stops the primordial chanting, so he's no longer maintaining protection from evil. And he says, "Dwarf," this is in Dwarven. Did you feel the might of my god Ord flowing through
I
your
did.
blade? Do you pay homage to my god Ord?
What homage would you require? My heart belongs to a different deity.
Where was that deity?
Gone for a very, very long time. It is one of the lost, you see.
Well, this is perfect. Ord is the seeker of lost things.
Then we have a mutual goal. I will pay whatever homage you require.
I merely ask you, give Ord the praise. This is all in Dwarven, by the way. That he has earned, and that you protect me in my seeking of secrets.
His protection was deeply appreciated. Praise be to him.
Good. Now I'll cast Cure Wounds on you.
Limer.
So we'll do roll d20 plus 3. Please don't backfire.
Nice.
Okay. Got it. And then I roll a number of d6 equal to 1 plus half my level, so 1d6. And a target I touch regains that many HP. So roll a d6 Reno here. You're gonna get a big 1 hit point back. But that's a third of what you lost.
Your
Alright.
god is indeed a mighty one.
And I
Now-
think I can try it again in a little bit. Because I
Um,
didn't whiff it, so it doesn't disappear. So, okay, cool.
Mhm.
All right, now, so the first thing that happens, these things, they come by, they present you their greatest treasure, and they bow, and there's a scuffed old human shield that has a kite shield that has some sort of heraldry on it, and it's bent a little bit out of shape, but you think it's worth at least 10 gold pieces, and they dance around, they flee off back into the forest, giving you their greatest treasure they have.
I'm sticking to Dwarven. He says in Dwarven, Dwarf, may I take this shield?
I don't see why not. I wouldn't be able to carry it.
Are you maxed out on your slots of gear?
Nowhere close.
You're not?
Don't.
Okay.
Somehow.
I am. So I'm gonna give you 2 torches.
All right.
Is that cool?
I will record
They
that.
take
yes.
up 1 gear slot. Or sorry, 2.
All right. 2 torches will be 2 gear slots, and then will you be carrying your
We'll work that out after the session. I want to make sure if anybody has work or something, because we're running a bit over.
Yeah.
So,
But I can carry both shields now. I'm all good.
the rest of your watch continues without incident, and the sun rises. And you guys get your gear together, and you start traveling along the way. And thankfully, the forest, after the better part of a day that has just suffocated you on either side and loomed over you, finally passes to your left and right. And you're left with a big open river valley that you can see as far as you can for miles in front of you, the road winding on. And you can see off in the distance smoke from some large city far off in the distance. And then you hear, actually, let's see, Steve, roll a d6.
Oh, crowns.
Ah, yes. You hear somewhere off, just as you're passing the trees, a chanting, gibbering noise, and that's where we'll end the adventure for the night.